first interview this weekend, and it was with my husband's friend Carlos, and he came over for his birthday actually, and we were just hanging out, and we started talking about the creepy channel that I was starting, and he's like, well, I have some stories. And yeah, he really does, guys. He has some really creepy stories to tell. And he said, yeah, he would love to be on the channel. So this is my first interview. So I just let him talk and kind of tell his story. I'm going to be behind the camera. You'll hear me just kind of ask him a few different questions. And wow, I'm just going to let you guys listen to it. I really hope you enjoy it. This is going to be a two-part video because it got a little bit long. And then also my husband had some really good stories as well. And I'm going to get him in on the second video because he has some really creepy stories to tell as well. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy. Here's the video. Bye. So we're recording now, and we're just going to get into it because you both have had paranormal encounters, I guess you could say.
We already know Sam Will, Angie's husband, me and Carlos are friends. We go way back.
Okay, that's good enough. All right, so get into it.
Yes. So, but I still didn't get to hear the first story, so I wanted to hear both of your paranormal experiences.
Yeah, Carlos, why don't we start with you, because honestly, you had started to tell us a story, and guys, what I did was I told Carlos, I said, can I please get this on camera? And he agreed to it. So we're here. We're going to give you guys some really good content. He's going to give you a great story. So Carlos, I'm not going to say anything else. I'm going to let you take it away.
Well, I don't even know where to start because we started talking about the voice, the audible voice, which is something interesting because you got visual experiences. So I've only had one visual experience, an audible experience, and then an emotional experience. There's like three I can say, like three categories. The visual one was as a kid, and I think because of my age, I think that's why it had such a big impact in my life. And it was back in Puerto Rico. I remember my grandmother. It was like a hill. It was a hill, and then the house was on top. It was a wooden house, and it had kind of like that metal seating. Like, you know, when you see poor neighborhoods, they have the seating made out of metal, and it's got like waves like that.
Yeah.
To let the water run down. It had that type of roof, and it was a wooden house.
Okay.
And my grandmother, she was pretty old. And the thing is, when you speak of older folks, there's like spirits that are very ancient.
Yeah.
And those are like, for me, that's like the creepiest spirits. The spirits of our ancestors, of the people who've done so many bad things.
Yeah.
You know, those spirits are the ones that kind of creep me out the most.
Right.
Because they can't really compare the things that we're doing back then to nowadays. I think we're much more toned down. I mean, back then, when you talk about like my grandfather, he was born in 1900. I never met him. And that's who he married my
Your grandfather was born in 1900.
Yep,
Wow.
Yep. So
okay.
Just imagine those times.
Yeah,
you know, where you got
that was a totally different time period. We can't even comprehend.
Where
right
people are being colonized, like the New World's being colonized. We're going through so much stuff. They bring the Africans over. We go through all stuff. So those spirits, there's people who died during those times.
Yeah.
And those spirits are roaming around.
Yes.
So I'm staying with my grandmother at that house, and you know, something is present.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can feel the energy.
And I opened my eyes. I think I was probably about 6 or 7 years old, and I used to sleep in a bed, of course, but it had a tent to protect it from mosquitoes. The windows weren't the windows the old school windows were wood that you open like that. And the tent was placed. My grandmother was sleeping on my left-hand side, and I came out. I saw a black shadow, a dark black shadow. I mean, it felt like it was as tall as that up there.
Wow.
Just looking down at me. A dark. I mean, it was, and it's already dark.
Yeah.
I'm talking about it's dark. We were staying like right next to like the ocean, real cool spot. In the poor neighborhood, and it's dark. And to actually open I was like 6 or 7 years old. I opened my eyes, and it was like darker than night.
Wow.
And you're standing itself right in front of me, like huge image, and you just freaked me out.
Yeah.
And I started yelling and yelling and yelling and yelling, and that's when my grandmother's brother, Jack Joaquin, came in, and he turned on the light, and my cousin Betsy was there too. She's like, "What's going on, Albertito?" I said, "You told me Albertito, Albertito. You okay? Now he just freaked out. That stuck with me. And I've had other experiences, you know, it's
But the visual, just seeing something like
that's
that
the
sticks
visual
with
experience.
you
That's
forever.
totally the visual, forever.
Yeah.
Forever. That's the visual experience. Now, when it came to the audible experience, you mentioned your experience, like, it creeped me out.
Yeah, and we're gonna get into that too.
Because when you hear that type of stuff,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, at least what I heard, it was something that I understood.
Right.
The language.
Yeah. But when you hear something outside of that,
You don't know what it is.
yeah, that's like something like.
So, Carlos, can you tell us about your experience when you served in the military?
I got the voice there too. That was before I got into this incident. I ended up losing my left eye, but something told me, "It's don't go." Audible. I was sitting at my little desk, whatever, inside the barracks. I sat down. The kid was gonna go pick me up, whatever. And I heard the voice. I said, "Yeah, don't go." Audible voice.
Yeah.
Don't go. But I was saying, I swear that sounded like it was Spanish.
Yeah.
And I remember it as being Spanish.
Okay.
And that was in California. And I went over to that dude's house, and it wasn't good.
Wasn't good.
Yeah, it wasn't good. It wasn't good. That was the audible, the visual, and the emotional one. The physical one, yeah. The physical one was when it was messing with my radio.
Yeah.
That's the physical part of it.
Yeah, that story's crazy.
The physical part, I was cleaning. We used to always clean our room every Thursday, and they moved me to a different room because I was under investigation during that time. And every time I played music, someone, I guess it's just a vibe, just get to my radio, didn't like the music I was playing,
Mm-hmm.
and I used to hit that CD player, the CD, and spit the CD out.
Yeah.
Then I found out that there was another guy who was in the service too, in that room, and he hung himself in that room. So
Wow.
that kind of explained it. Actually, I remember even in that room, that was the physical part. There's different experiences. You got the visual, you have the physical, where you get touched.
Mm-hmm.
I remember
What's the worst?
I remember when I drank that night, I got drunk. And what woke me up was I felt that they tapped me. Like that.
Okay.
And I woke up, and there was nobody there.
Sounds like my
There was
story.
no one
And
there.
there was no one there. And that's when I realized, like, this guy is actually looking out for me.
Okay.
Like, whatever spirit was there was looking out for me because I had to wake up to go to work.
Yeah.
And it woke me up exactly at 6 a.m.
Wow.
Because I used to walk to work. It was like I lived in the barracks, and the barracks were like right next to where I used to work at. So it was walking distance. And it woke me up before work, and that's when I realized it was a good.
Yeah, it wasn't a bad.
It wasn't a bad spirit.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, this is not bad. So that was the physical, the radio, and then the tapping behind my shoulder. I spoke about the visual, the audible, and now the feeling. This feeling that I got. I was in California, and then I was in Cleveland, and that was the last experience I had was in Cleveland, and that was the feeling that had to do with feelings. I was staying at a house my grandfather bought. He had cancer, and he bought that house here in Cleveland. I guess he wanted to get away from people in Puerto Rico. I guess, I don't know. But in his condition, he decided to move to Cleveland.
Yeah.
And I didn't know anything about his condition,
Yeah.
right? Which kind of got me upset.
Yeah.
So I'm living there on my own because I'm basically just kind of like watching the house. That was before we started working. I started working with you guys before that time. And I was doing some homework because I was doing schoolwork. and I used to stay up during like at night, all night long, kind of third shift sort of thing, doing homework. That was like the best time for me to do that type of stuff. I was on my own.
Right.
And I was listening to like some Indian chakras music, like chakra, home sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And I get in the zone as I was drawing. And I had a feeling, man. It felt like a presence was in that room. It was like a huge presence, like a giant presence. Like it was just curious. I didn't feel anything bad, anything evil coming from that.
Okay.
Because you kind of sense when something's like not. Just because I can't see it, it was just a weird presence, man. A strong presence. And I told him, I spoke to it. I said, listen, man, if you make people feel the way you're making me feel, you're not going to make any friends.
Right.
No, because if you make a person feel the way you're making that, if you're making someone feel the way you're making me feel right now, and if you're looking for friends, you don't make them feel that way, man.
Yeah.
The thing is, I ended up calling my parents. My parents had bought a house near the one I'm staying at right now. And I called them. That presence was so strong. That's why I'm saying, when you have experiences and you're stuck in that place and you can't go anywhere, that's not good.
No, it's not.
Because that's the whole thing. That same night, I called my parents. I was like, listen, my dad even got goosebumps. My mom was like, yeah, you're talking to us right now over the phone, and your father is getting goosebumps all over his arms. Yeah. And I was like, yeah, I'm out. I left everything. I left.
Wow.
Oh yeah, I was.